Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. In international news headlines, things are shaking in Israel. There's widespread panic. People are running everywhere because Israel has realized that Iran is reportedly studying how to finalize three types of bombs the likes of which have never been seen before. You know, the strikes that Israel carried out on Iran is not ready to tolerate or forgive them. It's unforgivable. It's unacceptable. Iran was already developing certain types of weapons, but this time, Iran has decided to adapt these weapons to its own needs. A weapon that Iran can fire at Israel without hitting a single building, without harming a single human being. Other words, no injuries, no deaths, but the damage, the consequences of this strike, of this bomb, could be devastating. Because what is the objective? Is to halt, to stop the very functioning of the state. A bomb whose effects target computers, communication systems, everything you know, telecommunications networks, the internet, it attacks everything. So this situation does not leave the state of Israel at ease. And so, according to official and reliable information, Israeli intelligence sources firmly believe that the Islamic Republic of Iran is currently considering the production of these three specific types of weapons. Israel thought they had sent the scientists to their eternal rest and that it was over, but no, it's quite the opposite. And so, in this video conference, of course, this is the current event we will be discussing. But before we continue, I humbly ask you to share the video conference as much as possible. It needs to be shared in every possible group and give it lots of likes. And above all, don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. So, according to official information from Israeli sources believe that Iran is studying a weapon, the production of an electromagnetic pulse weapon. First. Second, a nuclear fusion bomb. Third, a standard fission warhead technologies that could disrupt Israel's electronic infrastructure. So these three types of bombs are being made specifically for Israel. This is the gift that Iran wants to give to Israel. But let's go deeper to see the real disruptive capability of this weapon, of these three types of weapons. If this information turns out to be true, it means that Iran is not willing to tolerate and that Israel is really in trouble because these are new technologies that Iran I put it in the conditional, would be inventing, and Israel doesn't even know how to fight against them. We're talking about new, highly advanced technology, which is the result of the intellectual work of Iranian scientists. So, what is the capability of the weapons being studied by Iran? What is the capability of these weapons? First, we have the electromagnetic pulse weapon. Electromagnetic pulse weapon. Its name sounds like a harmless weapon. But in terms of its demonstration and destructive capabilities, it is a very harmful weapon, extremely harmful, which makes any country wary of ever being visited by such a weapon. Let's continue. It's an EMP weapon designed to generate a powerful burst of electromagnetic energy. This pulse can interfere with, damage, or destroy unprotected electronic equipment over a wide area. So, how does it work? When it happens, it involves a high altitude nuclear explosion. So, a nuclear explosion at high altitude, it's a nuclear EMP explosion. Although a non-nuclear generator can also produce this pulse. What happens then? In the nuclear case, the explosion interacts with the Earth's atmosphere. It detonates at high altitude and interacts with the Earth's atmosphere to create an intense electromagnetic field. And what's the worst part? The consequences can be devastating for modern infrastructure. It causes power grid failures, malfunctions in communication systems, malfunctions in transportation systems. That means trains, subways, everything. It disrupts everything. It causes malfunctions in computers. It causes malfunctions in satellites, even satellites that are in orbit, and in any technology based on electronics. Any technology based on electronics, it causes it to malfunction. The goal of such a weapon is to paralyze a nation's ability to function without necessarily causing massive physical destruction or direct human casualties from the explosion itself. So the explosion happens in the air, in the skies over Israel, and the consequences are immediately felt on the ground. The computer no longer works, the phone doesn't work. Nothing works properly. This is what Iran is aiming for. So that's the first weapon. Secondly, there you go. So secondly, we have the nuclear fusion bomb, the H bomb, or thermonuclear bomb. This is the most powerful type of nuclear weapon known. Iran is said to be studying this. The last one, well, I won't go into the capabilities, but these are very powerful bombs. The TH, the third and last, is the standard fission warhead atomic bomb or A bomb. This is the original form of the nuclear weapon. So that's what Israel thinks Iran is producing. That could be true, That could be true, since Iran has always denied that they are preparing an atomic bomb. But every country in the world today knows that producing the atomic bomb is a way to protect oneself, to earn respect. Yes, if a country has the means to enrich its uranium, if a country has uranium and the means to enrich it to the point of obtaining a nuclear bomb, that country will acquire the nuclear bomb without hesitation. So, we don't know. Is this an argument that Israel is trying to use to justify striking Iran again? We don't know. But what remains clear, the one thing we do know is that Iran is very nervous about Israel. In any case, for now, there is panic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top international news story. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news for you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.